My name is SLA19, like she said, and I'm the Director of Studies of Meadow Hall. Mrs. Wani tried everything that she could to be here, but she can't. And she asked me to come and just share from my heart, and also learn from you lots. When I started looking at curriculum standards, to be honest, I'd never, proud to this, I'd never looked at those two words, together. Quality of the curriculum, yes. Curriculum standards, not quite. Most of the definitions that I saw for curriculum had to do with subject, and subject. And then I delved into standards. I saw benchmark, I saw quality, and some other words. So I'll try. I had very fancy loads of slides, curriculum standards. And then I got to the office 2 days ago and I was advised that you have only 30 minutes. So I went back to the slides and I said, I've got to tailor the slides to the time that I've got. And then when you look at the curriculum drivers, you're looking at those subjects. You're looking at how do that is my end, and that end is your vision. Do we agree with that? That's where you're going. That's your ultimate point. I'm hoping that by the time our pupils will be done from our school, there will be 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, X, Y, Z. That is your vision. That is your end. And your curriculum is what will drive you, is what will transport them to that end. So the quality of it, the standard of it, and also, if you also look at that word standards, it could also be benchmark, the threshold. What are those things, with which you're comparing your curriculum? And I just need to say this, it's a bit of a digression. We've said a lot about collaboration. Can I just challenge us, as school owners and school leaders, can we open our schools a bit more than we're doing right now? Because it's beautiful. It is lovely, Mrs. Shoeton, for us to gather here and share best practices. But would you open your school to me? Would I open my school to you? It's a thought. It's a thought. Because having worked in England for a decade, I led literacy in the school I worked in. And when I was given that position, I thought, oh my God, a few years after my NQT year, and I thought, how do I? And my head teacher said, don't worry, you will work with this school. You will work with the literacy coordinator, you will work together. And it was beautiful. I'd go into a school, look at the books, look at the data, not just gather and talk and listen. It was quite hands-on. And I do appreciate and quite understand the part of the competitiveness. It's a private school and I don't want them to steal my ideas, but I think if we can make time out for a gathering like this, surely we can. You don't need to show us everything, but we have a bit that you can show us. And that I spoke to myself as well, not just you. I've asked myself, would I open my doors to you? Would I trust you? Would I believe you that you're just here to learn, not to steal? But the truth is, even if you steal a few ideas, what if I come to your school and I see that the children, there's something called guided reading, and then I go back to my school. Oh yeah, everybody, guided reading. Is it such a bad idea? Would it hurt? Thank you, ma'am. Would it hurt? No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. It absolutely would not. So, the curriculum, that is what determines, to a large extent, whether education is inclusive, thus playing a significant role in ensuring that provision is equitable. Is education partial in your school? Is your curriculum impartial? Does it favor some people? And it doesn't favor some people. When you look at inclusion, when you look at that word, is it inclusive? The truth is, I read something that changed my practice. David Laws used to be an MP in England, and he said, a school will never be deemed outstanding if the provision for the less able, if the provision for those special children, if the provision for those pupils who are more vulnerable than others, if it isn't as good, if not better than for those children who are more able. So that means, if I were QAC and I came into your school, I'll be looking for those vulnerable pupils. I'll be looking for those pupils who will not stop talking. I will be looking for those pupils and their achievement, those pupils who have barriers between them and their learning. Because it's beautiful to show us pretty data of those pretty pupils. My first Ofsted in England was 2005. And you know, I had my GNTs and I had my SEN and you know, I gave my class plan to the lead inspector. And he sat and looked at it. And then when he got up, he went straight to the special needs table. I was quite inexperienced in England then, and I thought, oh my God, I have to redirect him to the gifted and talented. Those children who would speak very eloquently and intelligently and explain to him what they've been taught and a few things they haven't been. But went to the special needs table, asked them questions, and my heart was just beating so fast I thought, they wouldn't really know. But the truth is, if they cannot speak as well as every other child, we need to question our curriculum. We need to question the effectiveness of our curriculum. One of the things that we try to do as school leaders is to make sure that our teachers realize that they're not paid to deliver the curriculum. They're paid to move learning forward. It's also with the curriculum, you know, the curriculum that provides the structure for the provision of quality learning. I love that. Not quality teaching. Because the truth is, we know quality teaching must lead to quality learning. So when we observe lessons in my school, and I'm sharing this for those of us who perhaps haven't started or you have done but you've forgotten, remember, when you observe teachers, when you observe lessons, it's not so much of the teaching, it's everything about the learning. So whilst I will stand and deliver and teach and I'm beautiful and I'm pretty, has the learning been pretty and beautiful and lovely? You need to focus on that. And I'll give you a very short joke that shows that we need to look at the effect of our curriculum. This is what our curriculum has set out to do. Is it really? Indeed, is it doing that? After the curriculum has been delivered, has it achieved what it's supposed to? My older sister in England said to her first son, who would go to class with his cello, go to school and at times come back without it. And then she would say, Derek, where is your cello? Oh, Mom, I'm sorry. Oh, I left it. And then he'd go to secondary school and it carried on. And then one day my sister got very cross and said, you know, do you even know how much a cello costs? Why would you take it to school and not bring it back? And he said, Mom, secondary school is quite tough, you know, and I need to go around to different classes, and I need to see some teachers, and I need to go there. And my sister got very annoyed and yelled at him that, don't ever throw that in my face, I'm educated. You know, when I was 10, I was in boarding school in Nigeria. I had my first master's, I had my second master's. Your dad has 3 masters, and this and that. How dare you say that? You need to be more responsible. I'm sorry, Mom. And as he walked away, Dad called him back and said, in all of this, what have you learned? And he said, you and Mom have a master's degree.